Welcome to this practice, which is done lying down on the floor. Take your time to lie down comfortably and start by scanning the way you're lying on the floor. Notice the points of contact of your body with the floor, your head, your back, the back of your pelvis, and scan from your tailbone, the sacrum, the lower back, the lower spine, all the way up to the middle of the back, between your shoulder blades, to your neck and the base of your head. Visualize your ribs on the right side and visualize the ribs on the left side. Feel the 12 ribs on the right side articulate into the spine, and then they come down and around and curve upwards towards the sternum. And then the same thing on the left side. And notice your sternum. Feel it maybe rising up and down with the rhythm of your breath. And your clavicles. Pay some attention to the way your arms are lying on the floor. Your hands. Are your palms downward or facing towards your body or maybe upward toward the ceiling? Just notice where you are. And feel how you're breathing without trying to control the way you breathe. Just notice the movement of breathing at this moment. And scan, of course, your legs from the hip joint on the right side down to the right heel and the left hip joint down to the left heel. And you feel the contact with the floor, but also the length, the trajectory. And as you're lying there, think of having this infinite number of pixels on your body, in your back. And on each point, you feel the pull of gravity. And when you're lying down, ideally, there's an equal pull on every part of your body. The moment you start moving and picking up some parts off the floor, that's going to change. And if there are places where your body doesn't touch the floor, that's probably because your brain has not let go of muscular tension yet. Now roll to lie on your right side. You can put your arm under your head, long, to support your head. And bend your knees 90 degrees, one on top of the other. Put your left hand somewhere on the floor next to your chest, comfortably and easy. And scan the way you're lying on the floor now. And first of all, notice whether you're really lying on your side. Some of us tend to lie more towards our belly. Some of us more towards our back. And now, very gently, move your left shoulder forward and back to place. Where you're starting, we'll call that a neutral place. And when you take the shoulder from the neutral and then you take it back. Not upwards, but forward. And not downwards either. So you're just doing a very, very small movement of just the shoulder forward and back. And you go very, very slowly so that you can take time to feel what happens when you do this movement. Are there areas that tense up in your neck, in your elbow, in your belly? And now speed it up a little bit. Speed it up a little, forward and back, and rest. Now, lengthen your arm shoulder height in front of you and put it on the floor. So your palm is resting on the floor. Your arm is resting comfortably straight. And very gently begin sliding your hand forward. So your elbow is straight and the hand is shoulder height. And very gently you begin sliding your hand forward, lengthening the arm as if you wanted to touch something in front of you and back to the neutral. And feel what is participating. How are you doing this movement of sliding your hand forward on the floor and back to neutral? And notice in particular which parts of yourself right now don't seem to be wanting to be part of this action. And see if you can feel, as you're doing it, that as the arm lengthens, the chest can simply give in to the intention of lengthening the arm. And maybe at some point, your lower back will start arching. It can get to the point where it almost feels like the arm is really not doing anything. And most of the movement starts originating from the upper back. Feel also, as you're sliding your arm very, very slowly forward and back to neutral, feel if you can sense that something is also happening in your pelvis. Maybe your back is arching a little bit, and maybe you're showing your tail a bit. And slow down. And feel whether your left knee starts sliding forward a little bit as you do this movement. And you don't force it, you just feel if it happens. And if it's not happening, it's probably because some chronic contraction or defense mechanism is in place to stop you from doing that. And now rest for a second on your side with your arm long. And feel if already on the side something has changed in the way that you are organized. And now, don't move your hand, but simply roll your pelvis so that your left knee slides a little bit forward and then bring it back. So you're not actually moving your arm, you're just rolling your left hip forward so that your left knee slides a bit forward and then you bring it back to neutral. And after you've done this a couple of times, resume lengthening the hand and let the pelvis and leg and back and spine participate. Now the hand slides forward and the hip rolls also forward intentionally. Each time you take your hand forward, arch your lower back, and at the same time, let your legs and hip be free. And just so that you can see the difference or perceive the difference, next time you start lengthening your arm, pull your belly in and see what happens. So when you do it once or twice, only once or twice, you'll realize that when you're pulling your belly in, everything contracts. Maybe you feel that you've tightened your shoulders. Maybe you feel that you've held your breath. Maybe you feel your legs stops moving. And now come back to having a free belly. Push your belly out, arch your back, lengthen the arm, reduce the effort in the chest, and let everything roll forward a little bit. And see if that's becoming easier. And now each time you lengthen the arm, move your left hip back and shorten your left knee. So now you've got one part of your spine twisting one way and the other part twisting the other way. You're lengthening your arm forward and your left hip is going backward. And your knee, your left knee, is sliding on top of your right knee. And now go back to just lengthening the arm, allowing your chest to roll forward, your lower back to arch, your belly to stick out, and your spine to lengthen. And feel what it's like. And now roll to your back and rest. And on your back, notice first of all how you're lying. And notice if you feel a difference between the right side and the left side. Probably you feel a difference maybe in your face or in your cheeks, around the eyes. Of course, the contact with the floor might have changed on one side, one shoulder blade or the other, one hip and the other. The feeling of length in the arm compared to the other arm, and the legs. In other words, the response of your brain to this movement with attention and a little bit of variation creates opportunities for you to feel yourself, to experience yourself in a different way. And when you're ready, you can roll to your side and slowly sit up and eventually stand up and walk around and keep noticing all of those changes.